Hi everybody, welcome to some Summoner Wars. We're gonna hop right into this, and we'll do all the intro stuff as we go because they are raring at this point. So, hi everybody. Today we have the first Summoner Showdown, a little set of live 45-minute games, all action, all pace. In this match, we have Snalg operating the Sky Spear Avian and Rdeburys operating Vlox. These are two pretty well-known people in the community. I'm really excited that they're gonna play this game for us. My name is Chase. You know me on the Discord as Level 3 CPU, and I am co-hosted by Ryan. Ryan, what do you go by on the Discord?
Ciabatta, like the bread.
Ciabatta like the bread. And yeah, we're gonna be just going straight into this thing. Oof, was that a 0 for 3 to kick it off for Snalg?
That's a bad start. That's not what you want to see.
That's not what you want to see. Drop this. Drop.
Yeah, as we see all the moves being made.
Oh man.
Okay. Did you see my message, CPU?
Can I send you? Yes. I'm sorry.
Thank you. For context, the stream is on a 15-second delay, so I need to get the game link.
Yeah, I am so sorry about that.
Commentary is live. You're all good. I didn't want to call you out, but then you started saying 0 for 3. I'm like, we're going 0 for 3 to start? What?
Yeah, totally. Okay. Just gotta set up a couple more things.
But also for these players that are going up, these guys have history. They're historic figures. Rdeburys has gotten runner-up in the Hall of Fame, and Snalg has won the Season 3 championship for the Summoner Wars League on sw-zone.com.
That is absolutely true. Rdeburys also a known playtester and the writer of the Cloak's Guide on Summoner Wars Zone. Let me second here.
If you look on the rankings, you will see Rdeburys down in number 64, but that is a deception, as he's taken a few seasons off from the league. In the heyday when he was competing actively, it was right up in the top 5 with guys like Snalg, who's currently at number 4 with 311 points.
And that's really impressive. The league rating system kind of goes longer over time, but as we've added more and more people, and we've actually recently shrunk the size of seasons that the league sees, it's impressive to still be able to stay at those top ranks and keep those titles.
Definitely. The Rdeburys making some moves here, summoning a guild gunner and a guild. You pronounce that machinist?
I would say machinist.
Machinist?
But machinist is probably
for those extra moves.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I very much enjoyed Rdeburys' Cloak's article, and I still haven't quite wrapped my head around how he instructs to play them. So I'm interested to see what's going on.
We have a wall on A6, protected by the common units. And looks like we're only going to be able to get 2 attacks this round, which is unfortunate. 2 hits with the guild gunner. Cover fire moves the sniper into position.
Using the sniper as a body shield to protect the much more valued, in his eyes, gunner.
Sniper taking that steward down to 1 health. Down but not out.
Let me go back.
We're using the final attack for a versatile move. to shift one of the machinists or blocks, since blocks copied the Machinist versatile. And there's the donkey stack.
We donkey stacking already.
Again, for new players, or just those who are not up to date on the terminology of the Discord, which I do not expect anyone to be. The donkey stack is a maneuver where you place all of your units in a vertical line, like you can see with Machinist and Machinist blocks. And that makes it harder for your opponents to effectively use all of their attacks and hit you with the dice that they want to on the units that they want to.
Especially in that range game, to bring one of your units all the way up to get either one of the other flanks is oftentimes mispositioning them, because they'll be able to be much more easily retaliated against.
For sure.
Yeah. So in the building of this match, I was talking to our two players, and Rdeburys said that he wants to take Cloaks because they play lots of practice games together and Snalg wins more often, and he thinks that CL is favored. I was really interested by that. I think that they're a very powerful faction. In the tournament recently, the Cloaks Sky Spear Avian tournament, I only had 7 games of them being paired together, and it went 4-3 for Cloaks, which is interesting. So I did a little bit more digging, and I asked some notable friends of the show, Massimo and Orange Lazarus, both of which have just absolutely
2 of the top 3,
absolutely crazy records, with Massimo going 13-0 as Cloaks against Sky Spear.
Wow.
Yeah, and Orange going 7-1.
And these guys are 3rd and 2nd on the player rankings, for context. Yeah, both of whom have multiple championships.
Yeah, it is no joke. It also makes sense then that Orange's Sky Spear Avian versus Cloaks win is much closer to even, like an 8-7, which is interesting. Massimo somehow is still sporting closer to a 7-1, which is very impressive. Oh, we see some moves.
My goodness. The steward moves up, Ava moves up. It is 2 donkey stacks against each other here. One on the B file, and then I guess 2 on the D and D files for the Cloaks.
It looks like we're probably looking like a Sky Assault turn. I don't know why you hide your steward in this situation if you can't attack through it.
That would be my guess.
Really good odds at getting both first, the sniper and the gunner.
Yeah, because you have... I mean, if you can either hit 2 for 2 with the Sage or 3 for 3 with Ava, and then the steward can pick which one it attacks. Or you can go Ava and Sage on the sniper and then hope for I mean, yeah, there it is, Sky Assault.
Oh, the double! Oh. He's taken Cloaks down.
And I think you would see a steward on gunner attack here. Yeah, and that's what you see. Sage versus sniper to finish it off. Barely gets it.
He needed the dice.
1 health.
Oh, 5.
And a massive overkill there.
Oh, that's rad.
Quick build. Only 1 card built for Magic there.
What do you think of this gate setup?
I like it. I think it maximizes summoning spaces. You have, because when you place gates and night move away, it gives you the maximum number of summoning spaces while also keeping your gates close together so you can really flood the board in your preferred zone. I also think the Sky Spear Avians can get away with it because they have those additional airy gates coming later if they want to play forward gates and go for an assassination. How about you?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that I cannot believe how much magic Snalg has already built. we're sitting at 8. So I think that it makes sense in the sense of like you probably don't want to magic your gate because you already have so much, and you do want those extra jumping off points. I wonder how many birds we're gonna see drop next turn.
I expect at least one champion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And 4 of those 8 were cards built for Magic. 3 on turn 1 and 1 on turn 2. Snalg held 1 card in his hand per turn. I guess it would be turn 3 technically, since it alternates.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we'll use that system since that's what the history uses. Where every odd numbered turn is Snalg's and every even numbered turn is Rdeburys.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's see here. While we're sitting here, I chatted with our wonderful players a little bit before the match. Snalg has been playing since Summoner Wars 1 back in 2012, and he has
Wow.
over 5,000 games logged on that app. 1,200
And
as
those are
old CL.
wow. I think the dude is like a doctoral student or something too. I don't know how he has the ability to do that.
You know, I actually feel so. I'm a current PhD candidate in my 4th year, and it's like the async is just so good for me. Like I like set up an experiment, I play around, like I go and read a paper, I play around. It has been so wonderful to be able to like
That's
juggle that.
awesome.
Us academics,
I mean,
always finding time.
academics exist in like a liminal space beyond time.
But yeah,
I did not have. Go ahead.
Snaug's favorite faction, cloaks. Favorite unit, which I never remember that like it's a summoner unit, so Vlock's favorite summoner unit, which actually mimics Rdeburys. He would say CL and Vlock's, but like to be different, he offered up that his favorite faction so far in Summoner Wars 2 has been Fallen Kingdom, but his favorite unit is Polar Dwarves Jarmond.
Jarmond is so good.
Unless you're watered, then you have to have the controversial take.
Watered has the most like anti-meta takes on everything.
I love it. It's so great.
It's great. It makes it interesting. And the dude is in that 5th spot on the ranking, so he clearly knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Another one of those.
I also think that's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that shows that there's so much more depth to this game. Is that you have top 5 people vehemently, although not with aggression, but like strongly disagreeing on what cards are actually good to use. You never hear like chess is an incredibly deep game, and that this game gets compared to a lot. But you very rarely hear people being like, actually, the rook is better than the queen.
That's so true. You absolutely nailed that. I agree. We got some moves. What were you gonna say, though? Oh, I was gonna say something along the lines of, Watered is also a known tester, and he's juggling with these concepts of character balance all the time. So I'm also very inclined to listen to what he's got to say about stuff like that.
True. And here come the attacks. We got, I got so lost in the discussion of academia, I forgot to narrate the movement. 2 attacks with the Rough-Side Bandits, using that gang up from the bandit, and attacking through the gap to finish off the steward. Cover fire, I expect, to protect the block. Does that make sense?
Okay, that was a sweet turn. Overall, the positioning was great. I was interested that he's going for the Vlock's protection. I figured he was going to try to save the gunner another turn. I wonder what especially after a Battle Song Sky Assault turn was already played.
And especially after seeing that 8 magic. Like, I could expect easily you summon Cyrook on F4 in the corner there. You summon any common unit next to Ava, and Cyrook just flies up for 3 and smashes blocks in the face for Possibly 4 dice if you summon a Sage.
That's a great. Yeah, I'm also very curious about what champ we're gonna see coming down here. Rdeburys making great use of those bandits though. True to his guide.
Definitely. Bring out a bunch of them. And really trying to leverage the numerical advantage that the cloaks have against the avians here.
Mm-hmm.
Building just tons of common units, putting them just right next to each other, creating these formations. I guess I would. I mean, I can't get into his head, but I'm assuming he's chill with the Cyrook snipe that I was talking about earlier, because if that happens, he's effectively dead. The champion is the next turn,
Mm-hmm.
because Vlox can copy a guild Machinist and hit him for 6. You have 2 summoning spaces right there. There comes the Sage. There comes a Steward. Are we going to see a champion? No, we're going to see 3 common units, all with flight.
Okay. I wonder if he's wondering about moving that diver around or. Okay, yeah, that's a.
Yeah. Take down the gunner.
The other battle
Another
song.
one. 4 dice with Worthy. Gets 5 hits.
Oh man.
Sage take care of it on her own. And the diver doing just 1 damage. But that was probably the least important roll of the 3.
You got to appreciate the pace that these two are playing at. This isn't Summoner Wars that you normally get to tune into.
True. I think we're going to use this 45-minute clock from here on out. 1 card discarded for magic, by the way.
1 card discarded for magic.
And on the previous turn, yeah, that's an interesting statistic. The Avians have discarded 5 cards for magic so far. The Bandits have discarded 1.
Oh wow.
To be fair, the Avians have had 3 turns to the Cloaks 2, but still, that's a huge difference.
Both battle songs don't, and like, it's just been an absolute brawl so far.
Yeah, which I think tilts towards the Cloak's favor. But they're keeping it close with those battle songs, getting their money's worth. I always saw it as kind of a weak event because you only get 3 dice,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be close to your summoner. So it doesn't compare that well to something like Burn from the Phoenix Elves, who gets 2 guaranteed damage on the move phase. But it seems to be working here because those dice were needed to be able to finish off those close common units.
Mm-hmm. It has a much higher ceiling, right? I mean,
Yes.
Burn, sometimes you'll get an amazing clear, but getting even just 2 additional dice, like making 2 Sentinels roll for 4, that's huge.
Definitely.
We have the move-in
And
from Vlox.
here come the bursts of speed. Vlox is going to try to finish off the bird. And I guess this is where you think about which versatile you want to use. Would you rather just attack with Vlox here, finish off the diver? Or would you want to move the Guild Machinist first and get more hits on the Steward? He's going for the safer option. And it works.
Nice. Oh, I see the very nice gunner play here. Oh, that's so cool. Gunner goes into Steward. Ooh, only gets one, but we still have dice to throw.
I think that might have been a very small tactical mistake.
Okay.
You would want to attack from the machinist first, because if both of the machinist hit, and then all three of the gunners dice hit, then you can cover fire the bandit into Ava.
Mm. Got a smoke bomb on that booted up machinist. Nice.
Very nice. In a strong location too.
How do you get the? Did you say the bandit onto Ava, or the Mac?
Yeah, because cover fire allows you to move instead of forcing. Oh, I'm wrong.
That's all
I
good.
clicked on it and immediately contradicted me. It's boots that allow you to move instead of force. So those ones will let you. And versatile allows you to do the same. So that's what I was getting confused. Yeah, I'm seeing Eldritch's Noodles as comment in the chat, and I like the idea.
What kind of features would you want to see in a spectator mode versus this?
Maybe you can see the cards
Oh, yeah,
of both sides.
yeah.
The
That's
tricky bit would be, go ahead, go ahead.
the tricky bit would be like making sure like they don't tune in, right? Because then they see their opponent's whole hand.
Yeah, it's at this point the community is small enough that the honor rule works really well.
Oh yeah.
But if, as it should, Summoner Wars becomes the next Magic the Gathering and premieres to millions and millions of people, that won't be as easy to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely true. On the retreat.
Ava deciding that she wants to hide as much as possible here. I'm surprised there's been so many opportunities to hit blocks, and none of them have been taken. Instead, opting for tempo and trying to clear out those common units.
And I mean, like, I think it's been working to a decent success in that, like, cloaks have not been able to gain any, like, big magic. They've been stuck at 2 because they're playing units every turn, and Snalg has done a great job of clearing them.
True.
Oh, but there he goes.
There it comes. I only see, without even with a Sky of Soul here, I think you would want to roll 3 dice or three attacks instead of just 2. And everything just got reversed.
First big unwind. I found out today, because I've only played 2nd edition. I found out today from Snaug that in 1st edition's app, there was no rewind button.
Ooh. Gathering Song to teleport the steward.
That's pretty neat.
And I think that might lead to a deeper dive. Yep.
And then Ava's still on the retreat.
Ava to finish off the gunner and to not get walloped in response. So that's going to be 4 dice on blocks.
Dang, 3 for 4.
3 of them hit. And a very important roll here to get the gunner.
Oh, gets it.
Barely gets it. With the final 2 dice.
Oh, and the return. Yeah. I never get. My head is not wrapped around Gather the Flock yet. This is such an awesome display of the yo-yo effect. Because I'm just like, he left himself open to Machinist. But like, he's just gonna bring him back. It's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. I think the Sage would go, interesting. Sage going on the corner, saying, I would prefer that you hit Ava over hitting the Sage with your Machinist.
That screams Saruk to me, right? Like, you want to get that strong Saruk on play, you know?
Yeah,
Not even risking the Sage.
because the Sage is the most important buff for Sorok. It's just 3 attack to 4 attack immediately.
It's so good.
The Bluebirds, unity right there.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get to talk too much because we dove right in. But how do you feel about this matchup overall? We have Rdeburys saying that like he's pretty sure it's Cloak favored, and we have some crazy records from both Massimo and Orange Lazarus on the matchup. But what were your thoughts going into this?
I mean, it's tough. I'm not going to pretend to know as much as Massimo and Orange Lazarus. Um, and the Cloaks are just one of the strongest factions in the game, so most of their matchups are favored towards them. But I don't see it as that necessarily one-sided, because Vlox wants to play aggressive, and because Ava has so many ways to attack Vlox with flight, with assassination.
I think
I just
that
don't think. I think you have to play really, really defensive if you're Cloaks here, and that limits you economically and tactically.
Phlox is not like a low health summoner though. That 13 health definitely does help. I feel like
That is true.
Avians can take really advantage of any of those like 11 or below health summoners.
Poor Maud area.
Ugh,
Phoenix Elves get decimated.
it was not a good league week for me.
I'm in a match right now with Bajji, and
Mm-hmm.
I've played. I've 5 gates on the field, and I think 4 of them, no, 3 of them are in the opponent's territory. One of
Oh,
which is on the back row.
I love it. That's great. Man, the
It
birds
was
can
very
bully.
satisfying. And then in my Phoenix Elf match, I just put her like, I put 2 walls diagonal, and then nestled Moldaria just like in the crevice, and I almost put a third just to complete the fortress. And I should have, because it would have protected me from flight shenanigans. Even though that kind of play is like very bad tactically against anybody else, the birds just warp the game so much, or the gate placements at least.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Eldritch Noodles. I definitely see that. There's just so many units on the board. The units kind of cut away some of Sky Spear's like mobility. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's just one out. It's just one bat out of the shadows turn away, right?
that's true. That's true. You can't. Vox has to be defensive, but Ava does too. I just definitely the flight being attached to being close to Ava limits them because they can't run. They only get 2 hidden runs with the Gathering Songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then other than that, you have to be in that formation.
So we are on Blox's turn.
Mm-hmm. Rdeburys really letting the clock run down. Only 16 minutes left on his clock versus 33 minutes on Snalg. And Rdeburys is hearing me and
Yep.
playing since then and getting some movements going.
I think we've seen 3 of the 4 gunners so far.
Let me check. Summoned Guild Gunner. All 4 of them have been out. One on turn. Yeah, all 4 have been summoned. One on turn 2, one on turn 4, one on turn 6, one on turn 8. There's
Oh,
been
there you
one
go.
gunner a turn every turn, and they've been killed off every turn.
Ooh, Vox getting that deep gate in.
Putting the pressure on.
Oh,
Oh, we got an unwind.
didn't like something.
Really letting the clock run down. That might be Snalg's greatest weapon here.
Man, so fun. Okay, so he wanted versatile
Yeah,
instead.
gotcha.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how you use it here. Are you using it for the burst of speed?
Oh yeah, because he wanted the move back so he could really block the gates. I guess he's flooding them hard.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's it's
Oh,
less effective. Ooh, and I assume yep, and there's the gate, and you have 3 summoning spots open for the avians, all 3 of which are directly behind the gate. Not as bad for the birds as it would be for any other faction due to flight, but still not something you want to see.
yeah. I wonder where the attacks are gonna go here. Okay.
Gunner, I assume you move.
I don't think he moves
Actually, I
Simpson.
don't know.
Yeah, you just.
Shift Simpson just 1 to the left to protect the. But then that opens up the summoning spot, so you'd be able to hit the gunner anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless, the steward can just fly. Well, not.
So we're going after the side gate.
Trying to take down the gates. That's a. I would have thought you would go for the steward, go for the sage, go for Ava, and put some damage on the summoner. With the guild machinist move and burst of speed, you could have reached the summoner and whacked her for 2 dice, 2 melee dice.
This is a great setup to like really put the pressure on, get the gates next turn. But he definitely gets one really great summon right above the steward there.
And it has flight, so it will be able to reach your summoner.
Mm-hmm. You're also just throwing a unit into the death pile.
True.
Oh, very excited to see what Snalg's response is to this.
Definitely. Also, when I said there was 15 minutes on the clock, that is not true. It's actually pretty even. I refreshed and we see that there is 22 minutes for the birds and 23 minutes for the cloaks.
Oh, good to know. I think I'll do that real quick. Oh.
The clock just, yeah, is it giving you the loading screen? I'll tell you if anything happens.
Cool.
But the clock seems to default to having the opposing player having their clock wind down when you're looking at it. Even though it's Snalg's turn for me here, I see Rdeburys' clock winding down.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, no, it looks very even. They're going at it. Oh, this is awesome. Thanks so much for joining me, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I like this game. I had a couple game nights with my friends. I've been really lucky and I've been able to keep the friends from elementary school onwards.
Oh, cool.
So we've been having it's awesome. We've been having these board game nights for all of us in their different schools. And Magic the Gathering has come up a few times. And every single time one of them complains about it, I say, just play Summoner Wars. It's the better game. Just play Summoner Wars. You can buy everything for $100 tops. Just play Summoner Wars. Everything's well balanced. The best deck is like a 55% win probability.
It's just so good.
It's so great.
We see the other Gather the Flock come out.
Protecting with a Sentinel.
It's a great one. It's a great Gather the Flock.
Blocking the summoning spots, giving Blocks a taste of his own medicine. No Cyro, but I don't think that was a turn where you used Cyro.
No, yeah.
He would just immediately get swarmed.
Yeah, that was man. That's such good damage. Dang.
And I'd like to point out, Vlox now has less health than the bird does. Even though Vlox is the one, even though it's completely on Snalg's side of the board, Vlox is the one who I think has to play a little more defensive. He's surrounded by gates. The 3 gates he played at the start are way back and not being able to be used in the way they want to be. And Ava has flight on her Sentinel and her Steward. Has an unblockable summoning spot in that space on D1 in between the Steward and the Sage. A lot of different things can happen here.
So I wonder if it's just a gate destruction turn, right? You get a versatile proc on the gate, summon something to clear the other side. I mean, like it's got to be hard to like infiltrate any here, but the gates are wide open.
That is true, and the Avians do only have we haven't seen the area gates. They may have been tossed. Even if they get summoned, they're 3 health, and you can take them down for magic.
Yeah, I'm seeing a Machinist versatile on the left side gate, moving the bandit over to get that gang up on the other gate, and using blocks to block Ava's gate on D2. Then you leave a summoning space open for yourself. You'll kill at least one of the gates if the dice like you both. I guess you leave that spot open to be flown right over into.
It's tricky. It's a weird situation where if you were playing anyone other than the birds, this would be completely winning for Vlox. But because it's the birds, because there's that flight, you're not able to wall crowd as effectively.
I do see a cheeky little, if you had an Out of the Shadow, right, you could move bandit backs, motor blutes Vox, versatile attack the Sentinel, get the Machinist in, burst of speed down to Ava, and get at least 2 melee swings in this turn.
Ooh.
That'd be fun. Oh!
And we might see it. The first of the 2 Out of Shadows. A sniper coming down.
Interesting. Okay.
Mastering the boots mission. I wish I knew how to pronounce that. Machinist.
Wow. I thought it was just kind of fun. Okay. I mean, maybe you bring the bandit for the heist. You see a heist, but I think it's the Machinist. We'll see.
But even if you attack the Sentinel, then the bandit's gonna attack the Sentinel. And there's the attacks. We're going with it. 1 damage.
Oh, it is the bandit.
Comes in.
But that's the bandit that can't move. Oh, it can attack this. No, why? That's weird. I guess we're just
because Ava's blocking the remaining spot. And the attack's down, so you can't take it back.
Okay.
What's the thought process here?
Now to move Sniper in and kill Sentinel and hopefully get 3 dice on Ava. You're blocking most of the summoner spots, but you're gonna... Oh no.
And that's no more moves.
Maybe there was a move miscount there.
Hand cannon. Is that going on the to buff blocks to 4? He does have power shot.
But he would have to be 1 space away to hit it with the Sentinel. So we're still rolling 3.
So it's just 3. And doesn't get it. Needs the 1 more dice.
Oh, man.
Bandit can finish him off and has got a 35 out of 36 chance to do so.
Cool.
Gets it. And that just leaves 1 more attack. I assume you whack the lower health wall.
Oh, I feel like...
And you don't get it.
I feel like that's kind of lucky because that would have kind of just made like another... Oh, wait, we can't gather again. But if he had like a diver, that would have just made another spot that he could have got onto Vlox if he clears that gate.
Mm-hmm. And that would be 3 attacks on blocks. I could see... Yeah, with a diver and Cyrook, You can hit with 9
Yeah, a lot of damn. Wow.
if
So
that gate spot is open. Even without the gate spot, you can just fly behind blocks
yeah, yeah.
if you have the diver. You have the diver.
And not just taking the block stand. 1 second. I think I did. I think I goofed that up for a little bit. Oh, I was covering part. Okay.
If we an effective wall there. If we hadn't already seen both, did we see both Sky Assaults?
No, we've seen both battle songs, but we haven't seen both
Gotcha.
Sky Assaults.
This might be where the second one comes in. You attack Diver, Steward, Ava, all on blocks. This one has Worthy too.
Oh, and he gets the bonus damage. You paying attention, Eldritch Noodles? That's how you get the worthy damage. He posted about it in the Discord. And do we have Sky Assault?
Do we have it?
Nope.
No, we do not. But still, I don't know how. Burst of Speed lets you get through the diver. But Vlox has to skedaddle.
Oh, I didn't even notice that we played another gate. That's such a bad gate placement for Vlox.
This is what I was talking. I feel vindicated. What I was talking about, Vlox was all the way up in the bird's face, but that just put his face closer to their fists.
Yep, nailed that. Wow. How far can Vlox run? I was wondering last turn we didn't get to 4 magic, so we knew the dagger play wasn't coming out, but
you can see the benefits of burning through your deck. Ava only 3 cards left in the deck compared to the Cloak 6, but Burst of Speed to get out of there. And you have to use it because you summon that sniper there. You have to use 2 moves if you want to get Vlox backwards. If you had summoned the sniper somewhere else or didn't summon him at all, you could move Vlox back and then cover the spot with a common unit.
Yeah, which makes me really think we had some sort of movement attack miscounting during the Out of Shadows turn.
Are we going to interview the competitors or not?
We're gonna give it a shot. We'll see if they're up and available.
All right. Rdeburys is trying to see a way out of this. You still have an economy advantage. You have more cards in the deck. You have more fuel for the fire. You have a full health champion who's just sitting there on F4.
How do you get out? How do you get out? Oh, you could versatile to attack the diver first and then walk and then burst the speed. He's not thinking about that right now, but
you could do that. Or he could try to block the. Is he going to do it here? Because I think that's the only way to get out of this. Is you attack you hope for the 2 out of 2.
Mm-hmm.
You move backwards. You burst the speed through your sniper.
3 snipe. You can tell he's desperate. You can tell he's desperate because we have him confirmed as snipers are magic.
Yeah. He's like, I just got to get everything out here.
Right.
Is he looking to kill the diver and then versatile forwards? Is he looking to just move?
Yo, I think you might be onto something there. Nope, we out.
What?
Do we view? Okay.
A hand cannon. You just summon on B3 and fly someone over. Onto C5, right? if you're Snalg, if you're the birds, and
Yeah.
dice are getting rolled, and they
Oh.
don't even hit with the hand cannon. That is unfortunate.
Okay, I think. Oh. Yeah, so it's move Machinist down so you can't do that little play. Yep. Because the unit you summon above the other gate won't get flight unless it's
Yeah.
Saruk.
Yeah.
So
And then you Vlox. Yeah, I think you have to Vlox move Vlox away if you're and not even use your last attack. That just means you summon on A4. Oh,
right.
then you don't get the flight. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
And a diver won't work. If Snog has Cyrook, that's pretty much game. The die results of getting a 2 hits out of 4 ranged. I'm bringing it up right now. 89%.
Oh, there it
And
is.
there he is.
Oh, just brutal.
Now, 89% is not 100%. The game is not yet over. It's looking pretty over, but it's not yet over.
It's looking pretty over. And here we go.
All right, and here's the big roll. Just enough. Good game to all.
Great game, guys. Wow.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching. Cool. Eldridge says, can he just boots and move twice? Yes, he could. I'm surprised we didn't see that.
Let's
Definitely, there's definitely an advantage of like being a group of people talking about it and also not being on the clock. Kind of like how when I play basketball, I hit way more shots just shooting around than I do during the game. So I think the pressure of the clock definitely had an influence on our protagonists here.
So let's see. I mean, I don't think you can run far enough away. I mean, you would have to move a unit in front also because Saruk would have had flight and still been able to go fly over.
Yeah, even if it wasn't for A4, just because of the spots on the right side of the battlefield.
Yeah.
The final clocks, by the way, are about 13 minutes and 30 seconds left for Rdeburys and the cloaks, and about 18 minutes and 30 seconds left for Snalg and the birds.
Oh, they're both gonna make it onto the Zoom. That's so exciting.
Excellent.
All right, so I'm gonna on F11.
You're moving me over. I'm just realizing because I'm looking at the screen that comment's going to be 15 seconds after I actually move over. Wow. Oops.
Sweet. So yeah, now guys, we're gonna have the two players come in for a little post game chat.
All right.
So exciting. Oh, and I can. Well, I'll change that when we get it. Admit. Hello.
Oh, hello. Wait, sorry. Let me try to. Okay. Yeah.
Hi. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Rdeburys should be popping in a second.
Excellent.
My camera permissions won't let my streaming software and Zoom use my pictures. So everyone who watches the video will get to see me, but you guys are deprived. Cool. While we wait, congratulations on the win, Snalg. Great play of
congrats.
Thank you.
Skyspear.
Yeah, I think I was quite lucky in the end. Rdeburys made a lot of whiffs near the end, so he couldn't kill some of the units and give me the opportunity.
I've got a question. How long? When did you get Cyro in your hand? At what point during the game?
Actually, it was quite. I had him in my hand for quite a while. He was like about in. I think he was sitting in my hand for about 3-4 turns. I thought about throwing him out. I mean, just discarding, but because first I already discarded the other 2 champs, and also I noticed that Rdeburys played the Sin, so I expected a lot of magic incoming, so I kept him. Yeah, and I thought that he might be useful. I was actually I was trying to take advantage of a diver turn where I could do like 2 pings with Seruk, but didn't come out. But at least he did give me the opportunity to seal the end game.
Yeah, the flight into the 4 dice on the 2 health summoner was really effective. Welcome, Rdeburys.
Hello.
Welcome. Thanks so much for playing for us tonight. Great game.
Yeah, thanks. It was over kind of quick. I think the format. I don't know what happened there. I just started getting a little. They call it tilted in poker.
It happens to the best of us.
You just start going in, put your head down, barrel in. I think I saw Snalg had played both of his battle songs, and I didn't feel like that heavy move was there. I also knew I was holding on to Out of Shadows, and so my goal was to kind of draw him in a little bit.
Try to bait him into advancing with his summoner.
Yeah, I wanted his summoner to come join the party. And then I lost 6 health in one go, and blocks went from 8 to 2, and then I realized it was almost, that was it. I did see that I was still significantly ahead economically. There was plenty of room, so that even if I did fall back, I probably would have been able to flood the board with units and take them out. Unfortunately, that 1 health wall just didn't want to go down, and I knew as soon as that I saw that, like you saw how I put the sniper under the my own gate there. That was so that nobody could actually fly over and hit blocks, but I needed that gate to go. And I'm not, yeah, no, I think that was well done on Snog's part. He managed to do what Muhammad Ali used to be capable of doing. That's called the backwards cross. So for anyone that watches boxing, I'm not a big boxing watcher, but I've been watching more lately. And one thing that Muhammad Ali used to do, he was able to throw a hard shot while moving backwards. And I feel like watching Snalg play, he did a great job of that. He was moving backwards with Ava, but he was still finding a way to punish blocks, and the chances he got, he used them, and he took care of business. So that was really good. It's fun to be a part of this for sure. I gotta say, if I had to do it all over again, I think I probably would have played a little more tentative. As soon as Ava fell back, I probably would have just kind of thrown in some wall aggro there. I didn't really need to get that deep gate in there and push hard like that. I saw that opportunity and I saw that hole, and so I said, "Yeah, let's jump in there and let's close that hole off and maybe trap Ava into that corner of the board." But obviously, that didn't work for two reasons. The next two turns didn't go so well. So, it's Summoner Wars. It happens.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I wanted to ask real quick because Snaug and I were talking about it earlier today. Rdeburys, how many like 45-minute games have you logged before tonight? Because I think it really is like a whole different like headspace for a game.
On the app, this was my first, and
Wow.
I think playing the game, the actual physical board game, it's more similar to that.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, there is a difference. You do, it is a skill being able to think on your feet. When you have the async, you have as much time as you need to sit there and plan through every single move. And you do probably make fewer mistakes. I do suspect that some players would be better than other players at a 45-minute game, whereas other players would be, the way they are now, with every game being async. That definitely plays into some players' advantage, and mine as well. I mean, I know that Snalg has told me once before, and he said it again, that for him it's all impulse and it's all intuitive. It's not for me. It's very much the moves that I do are very forced. So I think about him, and I drove Nadir 99 crazy about 7 or 8 months ago when I was facing off with him in the preliminaries to the league. Enough that he didn't say my name, but he complained about it on the Discord. People always correcting their moves. It was Savannah Elves and Cave Goblins, and I was just sitting there thinking, planning, trying this, trying that. I was totally psyched out that it was Nadir 99 I went up against. You guys talk about games. I know Snalg has about. I thought you had more than 5,000, to be honest, on the first edition app. But I know Nadir had like 12,000 or 13,000,
Wow.
and
Oh wow.
I still think you were a better player, Snalg. But
Thank you.
on the first edition, it was either you or Nadir. You guys were kind of in a league of your own. So Nadir has struggled a little bit, but you can see him slowly coming up the ranks, and I think that he's a player that's going to break through in the league at some point here. He probably just doesn't have the time to get in there and do all the reps he needs to do, but he was a very very strong player in first edition, and I was very psyched out to play him.
I didn't know about the history of the first edition like that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, we had a forum on Plaid Hat Games, the old Plaid Hat Games forums. That's where a few guys would check in and chat it up. There was another guy on there named Commander Cool. I don't know what ever happened to him. I saw Peter Owl come on very quickly early on and kind of never pick it up again. A few other names like Jaywalker. I'm sure Snalg remembers because he occasionally popped in. So
Yeah.
I remember those forums, but that was me at 11 years old, desperately trying to convince people that I was an adult. I remember playing a game against I Like Tao on Vassal, and I learned later he was 12 years old at the time. And we were both like, "How do you do, fellow senior? The weather happens to be of a pleasant disposition at this hour."
That's hilarious.
I guess you can be whoever you want on the internet. You might notice that my name is different from what from what my actual my Rdeburys, that's just a handle. That's not my real name. So I didn't know how to change that for this Zoom call. Otherwise, but I I just try and keep my my private life separate from my public life, and I've clearly failed here, but hopefully not too many people check this one out. I'm sure I'll be fine, actually. I think my videos get maybe you know uh, 60 or 70 views. I'm not worried about 60 or 70 people knowing what I do on here. I'm more worried about other people that don't play Summoner Wars finding out what I do on here. So
Yeah. No, and I mean, I didn't do this to make like a million views and like make the next big content. I just think it's so fun to watch you guys play as someone who's just come into Summoner Wars in second edition. For you guys to play a game and for me to get to commentate is just so awesome. I really appreciate it so much. Man, what a cool time to be playing Summoner Wars.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I just want to add.
Yeah, go.
Let's kind of go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just want to add. I really appreciate your effort in doing this. So I also really want to like try to promote the community, and but I just feel like I fail a lot in a lot of the technological aspect. I tried making a review, and it's like just very difficult for me. So I really appreciate like both you and also Rdeburys for making a lot of excellent videos, and also Ryan as well for hosting all the tourneys. Yeah, I really appreciate all your effort.
Thank you.
Yeah, me as well. The pleasure's mine, Snalg. I don't know if this is true for you, but I probably play more games against you than anybody else, and I just have a blast. The one thing I'll say about Snalg, here is he never delays very long making a turn. I have other dance partners, and sometimes 2 days go by and nobody responds, and I love that I can just send a link or send 2 links, and I just know that I'm gonna see some action.
Yeah, I probably play too much for my own good. Like when my boss not watching, I pick up my phone and make a few turns. That's also how I got to like the impulse play style, because I need to finish my turn before my boss comes back.
Yeah,
that started early from the first edition. That's how I played for a long time.
Snalg, I heard that. Were you in the? Oh, sorry, Ryan. Snalg, were you in the? Go ahead. You're all good.
I have a quick comment, which is it's notable that Snalg's the only one who's kept his name secret here out of the 4 of us on the Zoom link.
He's gonna.
That was it.
Now I don't know.
Oh, I will tell you why. When I joined the Zoom, it asked me where I should input my name, and in it writes iPhone. So it was either iPhone or no. So I decided to go with the latter.
Oh yeah, no, iPhone I would take. Yeah, I tried sharing this game with people, especially first edition. I got the the board out, and I had a few events in my home city, and tried to get friends into it. And I got to tell you, it's not a game for many people. The first thing about it is most board game enthusiasts don't like a head-to-head game, a 2 versus 2.
Yep.
Or sorry, a 1 versus 1. The other thing is, we probably take it for granted now, but it's got a huge learning curve. We all know just starting the game, it's got a 7-phase turn. It's got dozens of rules just to play the game, and then hundreds of rules, and maybe even thousands of rules if you count them all, as different ways. And so there's levels to the game, right? Like, until you know what every single faction can do, including your own, you're never going to be on that next level. And then once you're on that level, then you've got to understand the economics of the game and the positioning, and then thinking turns ahead and anticipating your opponent's moves.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard game to start and to get into. And I tried. I try less now, but I'm glad that there's an outlet on the internet where I can kind of scratch that itch.
That's kind of what I've been saying recently. Like, I hope we have a big enough community and that we're all having enough fun that we can just like convince Plaid Hat that they should like keep making it. Because if like I'm stuck playing Summoner Wars with you nerds for like the next 10 years, that's like the best case scenario. That's so great.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely
again,
surprised they've got such ambitious plans to keep releasing factions. You know, I have to think it's kind of like Netflix. You know, they're gonna want new subscriptions. That are constantly coming, and because it does them no good to have everybody buy the game. You know, now they have the game. Now there's no new buyers coming in, and they've
Mm-hmm.
got 8 years where they're gonna be rolling out factions. But I guess maybe they're hoping to make some jack off the whatever quarterly subscriptions that hopefully people sign up for.
yeah, I do appreciate, even though it's a subscription model, that you can opt out anytime. It's not like, and that the cards have this set value. It's not like Magic where you can pay $20,000 for a single piece of cardboard.
Yeah, I think now that I think about it, that might have been the problem with the first edition app. They only ever released about, I want to say maybe 40% of the cards on the first edition, the board game to the app, and it was being owned by a company called Playdeck, and they had a bunch of financial problems that had nothing to do with Summoner Wars. And
Ooh,
oh yeah, you never heard? You can Google it. They
Yeah,
started
it's
a GoFundMe campaign to create a game that was supposed to be like this crazy awesome RPG, and then they just took everyone's money and didn't pay it back. And that game has been in development hell ever since. Um,
I get why Colby Dosh bought the company rights back then. Get
yeah, so
himself
well,
out of there.
actually, Playdeck licensed the product to Asmodee, and that's and Colby, I think, sold the game to Asmodee, and then yeah, eventually bought it back because what they were going to do with it was, they were going to just put it on a shelf and be done with it. An average board game has a run of about 8 years, and when you hit that 8 year mark, you start saying, "Do I want to put any more energy into this game? Are people going to buy it?" And I think that's where first edition was. I gotta say, I always believe very strongly that Summoner Wars had a lot of potential as a game. Um, the level of strategic thinking and just how many factions there were and how many cards there were. There were a few flaws with the game, which we all knew. The big one was, what do you do if the other side wants to just sit on their side of the board and not attack, right? So they figured out a solution for that and a few other things, and they made this game. In my view, it's a much better game, and we just need to get more cards to come out, more factions. Um, One difference that I do kind of feel from the first to the second is they used second summoners and they used mercenary factions and they had other backup cards. So really, like, what I mean is they use those cards to kind of improve the balance issues that existed in first edition. Um, we haven't really seen that yet. We haven't seen deck building that's used to make the game more fair. Um, you know, we can credit that to our efforts as playtesters. I think that we try our best to kind of make, you know, uh, the game as fair as we can in the testing phase. I also note that there's a huge amount of deck synergy. Like, there really isn't much room in any deck to add a bunch of mercenaries. I mean, that's why I love Vlox so much in first edition, was you add so many different cards and the deck takes on a totally different personality. I haven't found that with this faction, and I made a note of that when I was doing that strategy guide.
I could see it happening more as we get more and more factions, though. Currently, a deck like Fallen Kingdom can only deck build with the Phoenix Elf units. And
Currently,
that will
yes.
change when more come.
Yeah, no,
We're not
I
at-
mean, obviously that's going to change. But I will say this: what would the Fallen Kingdom be without Blood Summon and Purge? Right? I mean,
True.
it's just such a good combo,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, it's hard to let that go. I could let Hellforge go, but I'd have a hard time letting go Blood Summon and Purge, and that really limits what you can do with the deck.
I was gonna say a while ago you had mentioned that like your biggest piece of advice for deck building is don't stray too far from like the deck's core theme, and I think that will be true until like I feel like maybe once like wave like 3 or 4 down the line, you know, when there's just like an obscene amount of cards to like deck build with, maybe then we'll be able to start really mixing. But
Because then you'll really care about the summoner, the starting setup, and the epic event. Technically, that's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, I know I also tend to want to avoid decks that are too splashy. What I mean by that is having, like one of each unit. Theoretically, I guess if there's enough releases, you could have as many as 12 different units in your hand. It doesn't benefit you as a player to have all those different units. Maybe not though. We'll see.
I mean, I am so excited for this tech that I've made once Eternal Council comes out, where I get like a 10 attack Citadel Archer because I'm running like 2 of each common, and I just draw my whole deck and I try to attack with a 10 attack Arrow of Light.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
That's jank though.
Oh, absolutely.
That's not necessary. It's not for competitive viability. It's because a 10 attack Arrow of Light is cool.
But I think it fits in the deck where you have that champion unit that wants you to have a handful of cards, and it's just like the finisher. Like you can just kind of like sit with that unit, try to like run it. It's completely hypothetical. Obviously, I haven't played these factions, but I'm darn excited to try it.
What do you guys know about the factions? Have they been released on the Plaid Hat website? Do you know what the cards are?
We had part of our lovely community translate the Mandarin spoilers, so we've seen both EC and Fungal Dwarves.
Oh, Fungal Dwarves too. All right. Okay.
Both decks are cemented at this point.
Yeah.
So we just gotta wait for shipping to catch up to our
whenever that'll be. Although I do believe that the second quarter is coming right up, right? I mean, it was supposed to be a quarterly release, so we should see the Fungal Dwarves and the Eternal Council coming out soon. Yeah, I got a lot to say about the Fungal Dwarves and the Eternal Council. If you guys already know what all the cards are, I will say this about the EC deck building. Haven't done much of it. Are deceivers? Do you know, Snalg? Can you use deceivers with EC? They're control, right?
I think so. I'll check right now.
I haven't tried into EC deck building. I don't think they have a lot of great options. So yeah, right at the moment, because they rely a lot on the internal synergy. So yeah.
Yeah, I just double checked, and I think it was really good news for they announced Fungal Dwarves and Eternal Council, and the date is July, August. A lot of us were thinking like late August, and hopefully that doesn't change, but it's exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, and I can confirm you can put Deceiver in Eternal Council.
Yeah, that would be
just checked the build
I think. Does it make the EC that much better for what the EC are and what they do? Maybe a little. I mean, it adds some life to Edea. And the way you use her is not unlike the way that you use Tekulu. So I kind of like that. Although, Edea's got, what are they called? Scholar advisors, I think they are, or scouts.
Yeah.
The goat men.
Citadel
They can
Scout.
always push
Mhm.
Edie out
Which
of the
can
way.
get put in vanguards.
Oh yeah. No, they definitely help Sarah out, and Sarah needs the help, as we all know. That Vanguard deck, you know, uh, I'll say this: it's my understanding that they had less time to test all 6 of the starting factions than we get to test any of the subsequent releases that are coming out. So that's why there's probably more holes in the starting set, and there really weren't that many, other than double ram shift and the vanguards.
Mm-hmm.
Citadel Archer is a great example. Jacob is a great example of a card that I think in earlier versions was a better card and was changed into something worse, and they didn't realize how much worse it was before they released it. So
Snaug, are you also a tester?
I tested after the starter sets. I started from a TO and P. Yeah, but I wasn't involved in master set.
Oh, very cool. I
It's
mean,
not my fault.
thank both of you so much. I mean, like Cloaks and Sky Spear, they're incredible. I'm so excited for all of the factions. I think the testers do such phenomenal work. So thank you for that work. It's really appreciated.
Definitely.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. I didn't think I'd like testing as much as I do, but it's it really no, it's great.
I think that we could just like go on. This has been like amazing, but I think it's a great time to kind of wrap it and wind it down. Hopefully we'll see you guys again for another Summoner Showdown. I'm really hoping to try to like push this and get some more games out so our community can just have this and we can have the outlet to play and watch games. So thank you guys so much.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
Nice meeting you all.
Yeah.
Nice
too.
meeting you too.
Absolutely. Talk to you guys later.
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 Thanks again, Chibata. I appreciate it
All right,
so
thanks.
much. You were a great
Yeah,
co,
thank you.
as always.
I'll let you go and do the final wrap up. Have
Sweet.
a nice day, everybody.
All right, everybody. So there we go. This was the first. Sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna find this. Yeah, that was the first Summoner Showdown. We went about an hour and a half. That's like pretty ideal. I think that's absolutely great. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm gonna upload these videos onto YouTube. I think I'm gonna split it. I think it's a good idea to like split like the game and then like the interview, so people can kind of choose and they're more digestible videos. But yeah, thanks so much. This was great. Thanks to the players. Thanks to the viewers. And I hope to see you next time. Until then, may your dice rolls be good. I really don't want anyone to get any more 0 out of 2s on range dice. I recently lost. See you next time.